Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we're getting set for some midweek deadline drama. Thanks everyone joining us. This will be a quick, short, brief show. I've got a mini Quinny on stage at school shortly before the deadline, so I need to cut some shapes and get myself down there before the deadline, which means we really have some deadline drama. Now I've kind of pre-prepped all my squads and everything like that, but for some midweek deadline drama we're going to do the usual shebang, where we run around here, there and everywhere else and have a look at, you know, how the game week is set up, because this is a bit of a different game week to what we're used to. Is this the one we want to look at? No, it's not. It's this one. And we want to look at matchups, because we actually have the Premier League on. We actually have some other bits and bobs across Challenger and Contender as well. We have some continental competitions in South America, and we just want to have a little bit of a flavour on what is the main runners and riders here. We've got the likes of Benfica, Man City, Shanghai, AZ and Bournemouth reigning high at the top here. The Liverpool derby, the Merseyside derby, isn't too far out the picture here. We've also got Feyenoord at home at Groningen. We've got Basel playing Zurich. Some of that South American continental stuff. A London derby with Arsenal Fulham. Palace, FA Cup semi-finalists away to Southampton, living their best life. Chelsea, Tottenham, another London derby. That could be fun. Newcastle, reigning Carabao Cup champions at home. The homecoming for the boys after their parade at the weekend against Brentford. That should be an OP match for me. And yeah, after that it kind of gets into the weeds a bit, doesn't it? So it's kind of everyone's game week. There's not too much on. We'll have a look through the projected lineups. All of our lineup projections, of course, powered by Predictify. Use code QuinnyHarry if you go to create an account to support me and Harry Trades and the content we have here at the channel. But the best place to start off feels like the Premier League. We have all this news coming in kind of now, so this is great to see. We've got Arsenal at home at Fulham. They fancy Mikel Merino to start up front here, which is interesting for me. Otherwise, it's kind of the best 11 they have available, isn't it? Taking on a Fulham side that is kind of evolving through this season. A lot of familiar names and faces, but the tactics have tweaked and adapted as the season went on, and quite a strong team. We've got Wolves at home at West Ham. Still no Cunha, no Guedes. This Munetze, it's a new name on me. He's been playing. John Rickner Bellegarde up front, along with Jorgen Larsson. Back five pretty much picks itself these days. And yeah, West Ham under Graham Potter, are they kind of lost their way? Are they finding their way? I'm not too sure. This starting 11 looks quality, like looks really good. So maybe Potter can turn the tides now that he's got this kind of squad to choose from. And away to Wolves, battling against relegation, although they feel safe now if you listen to Matthias Cunha. That'll be an interesting one. Forest, this was updated 23 minutes ago there at home at Man United. Taiwo Awoniyi coming in for Chris Wood. I think he's injured, is he, or something? I forget. I knew he was out, but it was kind of reported everywhere. The rest of the team looks pretty strong. Yates coming back in to the midfield for this one. Man United, is this pretty much as good as they go nowadays? I think it is, isn't it? Højlund, Garnacho and Xerxes, the front three. Midfield four. It actually looks like on paper Amarim has got the kind of balance in the team that he would want, with people now available and maybe getting up to speed with the play style or whatever. So maybe this could be a good Man United game, by the way. I know Forest are flying high and kicking ass and all that, but you never know. This looks quite Amarimish. Could work out well for them. We then have Bournemouth, who ran City really close, didn't they? And they're taking on Ipswich at home. Looks like a full-strength team. Brooks in over these other guys, maybe a rotation from the Cup at the weekend. Everyone's favourite centre-back to talk about at the moment, Dean Hooson, next to Zabarnier. Yeah, nice team. They're at home to Ipswich, who also have kind of nice players, don't they? But this should be a good win for Bournemouth. Could be a nice wee clean sheet in there as well if they play their cards right. We have Brighton at home to Aston Villa. Matoma back in the picture after international travel, as well as one or two others. I think, the team's been quite consistent. Danny Welbeck living his best life. Defence kind of picks itself on availability. Baleba as well, been ripping up trees this year. Taking on an Aston Villa side that, are still kind of chasing glory themselves this season. A lot of 60% here. Not too sure if there will be some rotation for this one perhaps, but I don't think Aston Villa, still chasing top four, will take an away trip to Brighton lightly. It's just about availability and optimising the squad, really, I suppose. We then have Man City home at Leicester, which could be low-key the best game of the game week if you've got the stack, if you've got the players to run with. I'm hoping to play De Bruyne somewhere, but when it looks like this, I'm not going to bend over backwards to do that. Maybe the weekend he'll start, and then that's where we use him. But Marmoush, Arrowhead in it, no Erling Haaland, Doku and Savio. This could be fantastic for Man City to have all that pace, all that direct cutting power in the front line here, with the likes of Gundo and Foden trying to knit the passes together. Overloads from the likes of Guardiola, O'Reilly and Lewis at home to a Leicester team that definitely will be coming to do something to cause some problems. Won't be scared of City necessarily, but if City do turn the screw, dominate the ball, get a goal or so early, this could be a famous City result to really give them a bounce back in the season. So I'm expecting that to be really high scoring. Newcastle Brentford, this should be an absolute mauling. Like, Newcastle should smash Brentford here. They've just won the Cup. The stadium is going to be electric. The Geordies are going to be on tippy top form. The players are going to be walking on sunshine. It's a strong enough squad. They've got enough heroes here of guys that signed up for the job of bringing in a trophy. They've got their medals. They've done their parade. Now's the time to really celebrate the win on the pitch, and 3 points at home at Brentford would be very tasty, I would say, for the Geordies. But Brentford, like Johan Wissa, Embuemo, Damsgaard, Nordgaard, these guys are handy players, and they're not to be taken lightly. But I think the way Newcastle play, being at home and having that X factor on just winning the Cup, will probably push them over the top here. I think Newcastle will probably win that like 2-0 or something. Southampton are at home to Palace, and they are circling the drain big time. They're after mad money for Tyler J. Dibbling, which is funny to see. Let's just see how much money they do get. And they're playing a Palace team that have started now to really click into gear again after being kind of cut adrift earlier this season. And yeah, all these guys are quite nailed on, finding some great form these days. No Mateta, looks like Nketiah's on to play this one with Eze and Sarr in support. And really, yeah, like this whole 11 minus the goalkeeper, I'm a big fan of this team, how they're playing, and I think like this could be a good win for them away at Southampton, and quite an open tie. The Merseyside derby is an interesting one, right, because it's a derby, obviously. Liverpool should pretty much be safe to say they've won the league at this point, but Everton under David Moyes are, they're back, aren't they, kind of in that Everton way. Really strong team, 50-50 on who plays centre forward. But otherwise, I think Slot will be playing the best 11 to welcome the rivals to town, or to Anfield as it were, just across the road. This is a team Moyes is likely to play, and yeah, looks quite Moyesy, doesn't it? I would maybe say this is a tight one, maybe 1-0 Liverpool or something like that, 2-0. Everton maybe cause a surprise. And then the last Premier League game we've got is Chelsea, and Nicholas Jackson's back from injury. No! You'll see why I'm gutted at that in a minute. But anyway, really strong team for the most part. Madueke and Sancho on a 50-50. It's probably down to availability, because by all accounts Chelsea are not happy with Sancho. They're not going to be keeping him beyond this year. Robert Sanchez in goal always gives you a chance of losing the game. And Tottenham, wow, this is maybe not Bergvall But outside of that, having Odobear back in, still having Johnson fit, Kulusevski still around, is this Tottenham getting strong? Imagine Tottenham won this game, by the way. I could see it. Quite an open match, potentially. I think Chelsea's main outfield is probably stronger. I just don't like Nico Jackson. I don't like the goalkeeper for Chelsea. And I actually think that's two of Tottenham's strengths here, as their keeper and their striking. So, tough one to call. Tough one to call. I'm a bit biased with Ange, obviously, but looking at the squads, that's how I see it. In the Championship, we've got a game. We've got Derby Preston. This is the Preston team. And this is the Derby team. Eredivisie, we've got two games. AZ at home to RKC Warwick. This is the AZ team. Little mini coup there. A few other guys that we know. Troy Parrott. This is the Warwick squad, which is quite unrecognisable, minus Mohamed Hattarin. And then we have Feyenoord at home at Groningen. Feyenoord's team looks quite recognisable, except for this guy, Targa Hallin. If that's how you say it. Hartman, I think he came back at the weekend. He looks like he'll be rotated for Smile on this one, managing his return. This is the Groningen team they'll be up against. It's okay, isn't it? And then in Portugal, the only lineup projection we have is for Benfica. Downey played at the weekend as well. Renato Sanchez is in the frame for this one. Shelderup, Belotti, really strong Benfica squad, isn't it? Like, really strong. When we get into contender, I think we've got a bit of J-League and stuff like that. China is playing. Oh, we've got all the Chinas on. We'll come to that in a second. Let's have a quick through the J-League. Albrecht Nagata are at home to Avispa Fukuoka, if that's how you say that one. This is the Albrecht team. Avispa. Don't think we recognise many of those guys. Cerezo Osako are at home to the new boys, Fagiano Okayama. Cerezo, Lucas Fernandez is in the building. Shunta Tanaka is in the building. And I'm not too sure I recognise many of those other guys. Fagiano are going to start Arturo Osaka. Of course they are. They know what's good for them. This Matsumoto guy has been doing quite well, I'm sure, as well. As Kamiya, I think he was one of the guys we've seen was doing well earlier in this season as well. Lushao up front, big Brazilian, always does well in Japan, that sort of thing. Gamba Osaka, traditionally one of the powerhouse teams, not really been that in recent years. Again, best players are playing. Takashi Usami is there, Makoto Matsuta is there, Juan Alano as well as Shinosuke Nakatani, Junichi Mori in goals as well. And they're playing Machida Zelvia, who, you know, they've got a few talented players in their ranks, certainly. Yuki Soma, Si Hun-ho, Kosei Tani, one or two of these other guys that have been doing pretty well for Machida Zelvia. Kawasaki Frontale are at home at Shonan Belmar. Kawasaki team is on screen. Wakazaka in attacking mid is fun to see in this day and age. And yeah, otherwise quite a new look Kawasaki team. Shonan is on screen. Don't really know any of these guys. Apologies for that. Kyoto Sanga are at home to Kashiwa Reysol. Okugawa, we liked him in the Bundesliga too. He's back in Japan. I wonder how well he's scoring. And yeah, I'm not too sure who else we recognise here. Kashiwa Reysol back in the top flight. Yeah, don't really recognise any of those lads. Nagoya Grampus are at home to Yokohama F. Marinos. This is the Nagoya team. Daniel Schmidt in goals. Shoei Nagaki in midfield. Yeah, they're okay. Yokohama F. Marinos, again, some familiar faces in here, but Anderson Lopez, Jan Matthias, Juan Amano as well. Riku Yamani in midfield. Sandy Walsh in defence. And otherwise, yeah, not too familiar with the rest of the squad. Sanfrecce Hiroshima are at home to Kashima Antlers. Sanfrecce team is on screen here. Ryo German up front. Sho Sasaki, Satoshi Tanaka, Hayato Araki, all in the building, as well as Kaisuke Osako. The Antlers team looks quite good, by the way. I don't think they're actually doing that well this year, but they've got Slabhead, Sekigawa in defence. They've got Yuma Suzuki up front. Hayakawa in goals, I beg your pardon, and Matsumara. Tokyo Derby, Verdi versus FC Tokyo. This is the Verdi team. We don't know any of these guys. This is the Tokyo team. Don't know any of those lads either, except for Brandon in the nets. We then have Yokohama at home to Vissel Kobe. This is the Yokohama team. Yeah, not really familiar with any of those lads. Vissel Kobe. Edeguchi is going to play for them. They've also got Yoshinori Muto and Yuya Sasako up front, former Bundesliga and Premier League players. And yeah, a few of these guys have been around. Mayashiro, Hirose, Maikawa, the goalkeeper, but yeah, not that great Vissel Kobe side. And then finally in the J League, we have Urawa Reds against Shimizu S-Pulse. Antlers are top of the league, really? Oh, maybe it's Urawa. It's one of these teams. Somebody was really low down. Are Antlers top? Maybe that's why I thought they should be doing good. Maybe I was just my brain telling me I was... Who's low that's not doing good that I thought would have been a bit higher? Yeah, Antlers are top. Yeah, I think it's Urawa. Good catch. Thanks for that. Here is Urawa. Thiago Santana up front. Kaneko out wide. Savio out wide. Yeah, they have really tried to rebuild their squad. Ogiwara, who was at Zagreb earlier this year. And then they've got their Scandinavian import as per usual. And Nishikawa, the veteran in goal. So yeah, I think I just thought they should be better. And they're playing Shimizu S-Pulse, who, yeah, don't have anyone I recognise anymore. Yuya Oke in goals. That's about it. Okay, so we've got Swiss Super League, no projections there. China, I'm just going to click and run through them. I'm not too sure who any is care about or who the good teams are for the most part. But yeah, our boy Wanglan Cyprian is injured, so he won't be playing. Otherwise, it looks like all those kind of stud players in China are all available for selection on this one. What time are we at? Yeah, we need to keep the pace high, guys. Need to keep the pace high. I've got a mini Quinny to go and see on stage. And we've got a deadline to make sure all our ducks in a row for. So yeah, just making sure everything's all square. And you guys have got some of the intel that we can provide here, thanks to the Predictorfy, who sponsor the content. And Continental CONCACAF Champions League. We've got all Mexican affair here. Right, Club America versus Cruz Azul. None of my guys playing there. LA Galaxy. Full strength team against Tigres. Whitecaps at home to Pumas. Watch out for the goalkeeper rotation there. No Takaoka. LAFC playing Miami in continental competition here. This will be an interesting one. Odenholm's played the last 2 games from the bench. Hopefully he gets off the bench in this one. Cengiz Under, Hugo Lloris, Denny Buanga versus Messi, Suarez, Busquets, Alba and co. Drake Callender might be back in the nets for Miami. Copa Libertadores, we've got an Estudiantes predicted team here. Actually, there's a few cards here. Some of these guys are pretty good. They could do alright. Fortaleza at home at Racing Club. Brazil versus Argentina. Almendra. Luciano Vieto out wide there as well. Alianza Lima. They are from Peru, I guess. They've got some cards. Barcelona of Ecuador. Famously knocking out Corinthians in the last round with their manager wearing a tuxedo, a white tuxedo at that. Vélez versus Peñarol of Uruguay. It's a Vélez team. Then we have Tales Cordoba. I think they're Argentinian, aren't they? Playing Sao Paulo. Oh, Cedric's playing. Nice. Botafogo are away to Universidad de Chile. And, yeah. I think that's expected. I think I was expecting my Palmeiras striker to be there. Universitario are playing River Plate. River Plate. Rotating the defence after the weekend. Still no Montiel. Franco Mastantuono. Baller. Bahia at home to Internacional. Bahia team is here. Part of the CFG City Football Group against Internacional. LDU de Quito. Team is on screen there. Palmeiras away to Sporting Cristal. Victor Roque is playing. Facundo Torres is playing. Love that. And then we get to Flamengo away to Deportivo Táchira. I'm not too sure where they are. And again, there is the team for Flamengo. Sudamericana to finish up. Independiente are away to National Potosi. There's their team. We've got Cruzeiro away to Union Santa Fe. Casio's at Cruzeiro. I missed that. I knew he was still playing. Cienciano, I'm not too sure where they're based, but there's their team. A few cards. They're taking on Atletico Mineiro. Hulk is there. Alan Franco is there. Boy, Scarpa, Lianco, Junior Alonso, Everson, Arana, all there. Fluminense away to Once Caladas, and they're a pretty big team in South America. There's the team there for Fluminense. Corinthians are at home to Huracan. I think they're Argentina as well. Memphis Depay. Vasco da Gama are playing Melgar. This is the Vasco team. Felipe Coutinho. Running the show, Gremio are playing some team I've genuinely never seen before in my life. Matias Arezzo up front. Christian Oliveira, formerly of LAFC out wide. Vitória, guess they're from Brazil. They've got some cards, there you go. And Lanús of Argentina are playing Porto Cabello. That was the last one, wasn't it? It was. Awesome. Anything else to check? International? No. Awesome. Fantastic. Now, I had my Best of Europe set with Nkunku as my limited, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that anymore. Will I buy another limited? I probably won't. I think my wee pocket money balance is empty. Yeah, so get 15p in there. No last minute limited purchases for me. But yeah, I think I've still I had backup lineups set last night, then I deleted them. This says Nkunku is very likely to play, although the Chelsea thing said it's going to. I think he's going to feature. I don't think there's any jeopardy on Nkunku DNPing. 75-25. Not too sure how I feel about that, if I want to sideline it. I went for the City stack here in the spine. Guardiola, Foden, Marmoush. And then I went with Nick Pope in goals. I just fancy him to have a big game potentially for Newcastle. And then I went with Nkunku as the limited. But I'm actually tempted to maybe drop Nkunku and just maybe put in Savio or Doku. Just get another City forward in there. Who do we think does better, Savio or Doku? Savio. 10 AA's kind of been his peak recently, hasn't it? Doku. He gets a bit more AA, doesn't he? So I think we'll go with Doku, Captain Guardiola. And then Pope. I did think Brentford maybe had an absentee or two more than they do. I may be tempted just to go full City, by the way, just smash Ederson in here. Is it Ederson for City? 43 minutes ago, yeah, it is Ederson. Yeah, I think I might just play Ederson, just go City. Just try and be cheeky with it. So that's the way I'm going to go. Full common, all City. This was what team did I pick first? I picked under 23 first. Tani, Guardiola captain, Bernabe, Caicedo and Victor Roque. Gutted it's not a Division 1 team because with it being a midweek, there's just a real puncher's chance of that happening. The second team I built was this one. I don't think we've seen Santirod, did we, for Botafogo, so I might need to change that. Continental, my match is Botafogo. Yeah, Santirod unlikely to play this one. I just thought away to Chile could have been a good game for him. That was the second team we built. Who? Bruno G. Yeah, I think I would bring Bruno G into this probably over Santirod, unless we have someone else as of yet unused. Gregor's quite solid, but I'm not. I'd love to play De Bruyne, even from the bench, really, to be honest with you. But I think the midweek, Marino's going to start up front. I think I want to take Bruno G. Or, actually, who are Arsenal playing? Is Marino a better shout if he's up front? His AA has been kind of shit. Nah, I'm going to take Bruno. I think Bruno's the man. Bruno G in here, along with Depay, Shaqiri, Telej, and Jardim. That's fine, we'll take him out the cap 250. And then the third team I made was cap 250. I don't think Kim Jun-hyun is going to be playing for Cerezo Osako anymore. I think he's been benched. Yeah, 60-40, unpredictable. So we'll put him in a team in case he plays, but we're not expecting him to play. And we could put Gregor in here, or we could put De Bruyne. Maybe I drop Nkunku for De Bruyne on this one, actually. So let's put Gregor into midfield, and then let's take off that used in our lineup thing. Oh yeah, did we have a forward that's going to play? Nah. Jadon Nelson. Do we play Jadon Nelson over... Yeah, Andrade wasn't predicted there, was he? No, he wasn't. Yeah, so let's just put Nelson in there. Let's put Nelson in there. Gregor, Trippier, and then fifth man, De Bruyne, Ravelisson, Soboslai, Marino. I kind of just want to play De Bruyne. Oh, we can't afford him. We need 47 if we do it this way. So does that... Oh, Marino's too expensive. It's because Gregor's so punchy, isn't he? Paqueta. I could play Robbo or a Saka. We'll just go back to the Nkunku, but he's not going to start. I don't think there's any points we could even shave off there if we swapped Trippier for a different defender around. Oh, we could, by the way. We could swap Trippier for Cedric. He's cheaper. Then we've got Nelson. How many points we got left? 53. So can we afford De Bruyne? No, we can't, but we can afford Marino. That's quite good. And I'm probably going to captain Cedric. Or maybe, actually, let's captain Gregor. Lanzillotta registered for cup games. Boys and I've went through all the teams, mate. I don't know who Lanzillotta plays for. If you scroll back, you'll find it. There is time before the deadline. I just need to get out of here for a mini Quinny. It's going on stage at his school. But that's the 3 teams I'm rolling out with, and the best of Europe. I'm then just going to make backup teams of basically for training. So if I go to All-Star, Rare, add a team. We've also got, Fraser Forster's not going to play, but we'll just pop him in anyway. Who else would we like to get training XP? Let's put Trippier on this one. We maybe get a bit of 4-man luck, who knows. I'd probably put Soboslai next, alongside a Drad or Magno. One of these guys will come off the bench, won't they? They're not going to get XP, but maybe they help someone else get XP because they're at max level. Let's put De Bruyne in there, why not? And Captain Trippier for the banter. Is Wendo an L15? I'm sorry, FF Thinker. I'm against the clock. I've kind of went through all the teams. You do have time to scroll back because there is still a further hour to the deadline. I'm just under the cosh here with time and whatnot. Cap 250 rare. No. The other one I went for was under 23 because we've got a 4-man trick team here. And it's actually a 3-man trick because we need a DNP defender, like no game defender, who's going to get XP, and we want that to be somebody fun. Let's make it Alanich. He's got that summer to play for us still. And then if we take off not playing, we have Moutinho and Romero. Let's go with Moutinho if Romero wasn't projected to start. Paulinho is injured. Let's go Kake in case he comes off the bench or something. And then final man, let's just go with Romero. And we're going to captain Romero, get him the most XP out of those guys. And then the last kind of training team we're going to build would be Cap 250. Add a new team. And then we need a no-game goalkeeper. And who do we want XP on? Maybe Paul Lopez or Sinisalo? I think Sinisalo. If I can find him. There he is. Where's my high one? Yeah, the 25 guy. Right, so you're going to get some XP here. Remove that no game filter. And yeah, your man is going to have a game. Let's maybe go Arriaga because he needs XP as well and he'll be playing. He's not max level like some of these other guys are. Trying to maybe limit that a little bit. In season Santirod, I'd like him to get some XP. And then up front, we'd probably go with Talos Magno. And then 5th man to get some XP into this. I'm looking at Ravelis, and I wouldn't mind it being one of these guys in South America, but like Aranguiz. Let's maybe put Aranguiz in there. And Captain the Sinisal? No, that's a bit of a waste. Captain Aranguiz. Just in case he pops. I skipped Bolivar. Did I? Continental. Bolivar. They don't have a team, mate. I didn't skip them. They don't have a team. Sorry. I did skip them. You're right there. And I think that's us, except... Cap 250. Can we register another team? Does it have to be limited? Yeah, I can't be gassed for that. It's enough training for me, I think. In terms of throwaway lineups and whatnot. All-Star, Best of Europe, Under 23. Contender and Premier League are open, but I don't have the teams to be able to field them there. And yeah, I think that's us for the most part. That's Cedric. Yeah, I'm not going to be playing him over Tellez. Depay's my best striker, clearly. Under 23s feels rocking. Yeah, I'm happy with all that, guys. I'm happy with all that. We're locked and loaded, guys. This game week we're leaving. I've not came out with much, right? I'm going to get $45 in cash, a bunch of boxes, some essence, which is cool, right? And well, we'll be live tonight. We'll be live tonight for gallery reviews and stuff like that. I was eyeing up a Muriel in season, so maybe I do that. Instant buy's a bit punchy. There was an auction I was hoping to catch that went for 34 quid. Yeah, that's right around where I want to buy one. Maybe we'll keep that balance and we'll try and get a Muriel in on auction price, unless one of those boxes gives us some market credits and then makes that a bit easier to makes it more palatable. And then that's us, like with the Road to Glory stuff we spoke about on the MLS video. That went out on Monday. If you've missed it, feel free to catch it. It's got some good strategy stuff ahead of the weekend. Tomorrow we'll have the weekend best of Europe and special. You know, what is the special for the weekend? Cap 230 or something. Yeah, top tacklers 230 special. We'll have them done, as well as my best of Europe stuff for the weekend. That video will be out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that as well. Tons of live content on the channel as well. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you become alerted whenever a video goes live. Earlier today as well, just before we came on live, the MFL beginner's guide came out. So if you have been thinking about toying with MFL and getting stuck into that, the beginner's guide is all set on the channel now and ready. And yeah, it's a big week. The sun is shining. I've got a stage to go to, or I've got a school to go to watch the little man on stage. Wish me luck with that. Wish me luck with the midweek game week. I wish you guys the best of luck as well, of course, with whatever teams you can just about squeeze out. I've got 2.5 teams here I'm interested in. Let's see what Kim Jong-hyun does. If he doesn't play, then it's no spilled milk, isn't it? Who cares? But yeah, 2 teams of strength and then 3 throwaway training lineups. Just get some XP into the club. And we're set, we're rocking and rolling. I've also been remembering and forgetting to do the daily mission thing. So we'll have a wee peek at that quickly before I love yous and leave yous, because it will be the last I think about this for a few hours probably. And would I miss anything? Probably not, actually, to be quite honest with you. But do we have much going on here? Not really. I think Mikel Merino is a stick-on for a decisive out of my batch here. If Paqueta's going to play, maybe just take him. I don't know if Vidal should play because it's Continental. Colo against Bucaramanga, but we never got a predicted lineup for them. Young boys away to Servette. I think we'll just take that. So yeah, remember to do your daily missions, guys. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. If you're a little bit late to the show, there's still an hour to the deadline. You can jump back to the beginning and run through to now. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you soon for gallery reviews. Stay out of trouble. Catch you on the next one.